Hi everybody, welcome back. First let me say I really hope that the lighting is working. Last time I made a video I was facing the other way. You can see behind me I have a mirror and like a vanity. Well, it is a vanity set up over there. And I was completely washed out because I have a window over there and I just was using the light from the window. I tried to make a video last week facing this way with no lights, just the overhead lights. And I put it on my computer and you couldn't see me at all. It was like completely dark. I know some of you won't mind, but I just, I don't know, I couldn't upload a video like that. So today I have sort of the same setup with lighting as I did in the old house, but with different lamps because one of the lamps that I had in the old house that I used, we threw out. And so I'm using kind of the same lamp over here. I have the exact same lamp that I used there over there, but it's farther away. So I just hope it works good enough for now until I find out a different solution. I don't know. If I look tired, it's because I am tired. I haven't been sleeping well. I think I fell asleep at 3 in the morning last night. I get in stages like that where I'll have really good sleep for a long time and then I just won't be able to sleep for whatever reason, thinking about stuff and snoring beast next to me and just no offense, and I'm very tired, but I want to make a video, and I'm going to do one today. So just to give you an update on my house situation, I talked a little bit about it in the last video. We're finally almost completely done moving in after almost 2 months. I just have to get one of the rooms downstairs done, which is actually one of my rooms. It's my craft room. And so I said I would organize that myself because my husband was helping me and I'm just like, get out of here, you're doing it wrong. I got really like, nah. So I just need to do that and then everything should be done. We had some electrical work done this weekend. When we bought the house, it's weird because when you first walk in, right to the left is a room, the wall is open, and it's like the sitting room. That goes into the dining room, but it made the dining room really small. I didn't want a really small dining room, so I just decided that I was going to use the whole space of the dining room. But because I did that, we had to move the chandelier, or the chandelier would be right over the person sitting at the head of the table's head, and they would hit their head on it and whatnot. So we had to move the chandelier. We bought a new chandelier, so I had my electrician, who's my best friend's husband, come in and do that, and he put some hi-hats up there too. Hi-hats are like recessed lighting. I don't know if you guys know what that is. So it looks really good, and we're getting done, and yay. I was also very sick, not the weekend that just passed, but the weekend before that. And I was sick for like the entire week last week because of it. My God, it was horrible. I had the stomach flu and actually my son like started it and then I got sick and my dad got sick too. So it went around the family a little bit and it was so bad. I'd say up until like this weekend I was still feeling a little queasy, so it was pretty bad. So today I'm actually going to tell you ghost stories. Everybody's been asking me to tell you more ghost stories and I've actually been slacking off in that department and I apologize. I know you guys love when I talk about paranormal stuff and ghost stories. So I'm going to bring you actually 2 today that kind of coincide together. And first I actually wanted to talk about my book giveaway. I know like 2 or 3 months ago, right before I moved, I talked about giving away the book that my story was actually featured in. It was Real Ghosts, Restless Spirits, Haunted Places by Brad Steiger. And I bought a copy, but I knew that I was going to receive a free copy from Brad Steiger, my contributor's copy. And I actually did receive the copy at the end of October, and he signed it and everything. It was really cool. I'll show you guys that when I do the giveaway video. And I did tell you when I got that copy I'd do the giveaway, but you guys know, like, actually it was like 3 days after I got my copy. We had the hurricane. All hell broke loose, and then I've been really slow to get back into videos because of my lighting situation and unpacking, and everything's just been like, whoa. And actually I forgot to tell you guys, my dog ran away yesterday. Like, I am like totally Murphy's Law in the last couple of weeks. If it can go wrong, it has gone wrong. Yes, my little dog, well, not my little dog, my big dog, Clover, the husky, my friend came over so we could go to the German Christmas market down on the boardwalk. And her and her husband rang the bell, and I'm like, I asked my husband, I'm like, can you get the dogs? Can you get the dogs? He's like, look, I'm doing something. So I open the door anyways, and I'm trying to fight her back. I'm like, get back. She's like, some days she'll just go up to the door and be like, hey, who is it? And some days she'll go up to the door and be like, as soon as they step inside, I'm gone. So she took off and she ran around the neighborhood, and usually she runs across the street and goes through their yards, like the 3 neighbors across the street's yards. Yes, she's done this before since we moved in. But yesterday, she took off and we could not find her, so she was gone for like a half hour. It's really scary when you think your dog is like gone forever. We have a lot of woods around here. It's pretty forest-like. So sometimes when you get up in the morning to go to the bathroom, you can hear coyotes. And I know we have bear, and we always have a lot of deer. So I'm thinking, what if she goes to chase the deer, chases them in the woods, and she never comes back? But eventually she just came running up to us like, hey, I was just watching you in the woods looking for me. It was pretty funny. And we found her. So like I said, what can go wrong has gone wrong. But I do want to do the book giveaway. I mean, I promised you guys I was going to give it away. I have 2 copies. The only problem I have with that is I've been trying to decide for like the last 3 weeks what I'm going to do as a giveaway contest. Normally when people do a contest on YouTube, they just say, leave me a comment, tell me something, what you like about my channel, and then I'll randomly pick somebody using random.com or whatever. I wanted to do a different contest just to make it sort of fun. Now I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place, so to speak, because I want to get the book out there by Christmas. I want you guys to have the book by Christmas. I wanted to do it by Halloween, but we had a hurricane. And so now I'm thinking, do you guys want to have a contest, or would you rather just do a random comment, me pick it randomly and give it away to whoever gets it by the luck of the draw? For contests, I was thinking of either doing something that was like holiday themed, or have you tell me your scariest paranormal stories video. And if you can't be on video, if you absolutely cannot do it, I would let you write it out. And then I would have like a third-party person maybe pick it. But I want you guys to tell me if you think that's a good idea, if you guys want to partake in something like that, and then we'll do it. If I sound kind of winded today, it's because my back from my shoulders down is just one big spasm and I'm in a lot of pain. Another video I was thinking about doing is a question and answers video. My friend Cody Wolf Knight did one of these, and he's like, you should so do one of these videos. If you guys like to see a video like that from me, let me know. Would you like to see my mousey? A while back we did a tag video. I think I did this for Ninja Cthulhu. And it asked us about our childhood stuffed animals, and I told you guys when I found my childhood stuffed animal I would let you guys see it. So I found my childhood stuffed animal. He looks really creepy now, but this is Mousy. He is my childhood stuffed animal. Hello. Yeah, that's creepy. Mousy is, and I don't know what, but we called him a mouse, and his name is Mousy. I told you guys in that video too, he used to have eyes that were like painted eyes, but my brother Bruce took him one day and just smacked him on the table to be mean and broke his eyes out. So my mom sewed buttons on his eyes for eyes, and I guess one fell off. But this is my Mousy. I love Mousy. Okay, so now I'm going to tell you guys a paranormal experience that happened to me. Actually, I'm going to tell you 2 because they kind of go together. And these are what I like to call creeper ghosts. I don't know what the technical term is for what they do, but when they do what they do, it's really creepy, so that's why I call them creepy ghost or creeper ghost. The first time I ever saw one of these said creeper ghost was when I was working at a grocery store. I'd say this was back probably 7, 8 years ago. And when I worked in the store, I was actually dating my ex-boyfriend, and he was working with me. We worked in the bakery department together. That's not relevant to the story, but I felt like I needed to tell you that. When we would work the closing shift, we'd get off about 10:30 at night, and he would drive me home. And that night we were working the closing shift. He drove me home, and I lived with my parents then, and when you went up my parents' driveway, you had to go up and it turned around in a circle. You could just turn around in the circle and go back down out. That night, we were talking, and he was staring out the windshield, and he's just staring. And I'm talking away at him, and he's like, what is that? And he's staring straight ahead. So I'm like, what's what? And he's like, there's something that keeps popping out from that tree and looking at me and going back in. He's like, yeah, just watch it and you'll see it, because I've been staring at it for the last 5 minutes and I see this thing keep popping out from behind that tree over there and looking at me. Like I said, the driveway goes in a circle, and he was aiming back down the driveway with his headlights on, and there's this big giant walnut tree, hundreds of years old or what have you, in my parents' yard, and it's really tall, and that's the tree he was aiming at. So I look over and I'm watching the tree, and I'm like, I don't see anything, and all of a sudden this tiny little thing, and I'm telling you, this thing couldn't be any taller than a 2 or 3 year old, just pops its head out like this, and it stays there, I'd say, for a good 10 seconds and then goes back in. So I'm like, you know, at first I'm like, holy shit, what is that, you know, and I'm scared, and then I'm like, well, maybe it's a branch. So I just told you guys, the tree is hundreds of years old, it's very tall, and generally tree branches on walnut trees are up high. They don't have tree branches down that are, you know, 3 feet up. I'm thinking maybe it's a shrub or whatever. So I'm watching it and seeing if it's going in some sort of rhythm, but it's not. And so very randomly, this thing just keeps popping out, looking at us, and then it'll go back in. And like I said, it looked just like a little tiny person. I can't say it was a child, I can't say it was a toddler or baby. I can't say it was a gnome or an elf or a dwarf or whatever. Can't say it was a fairy, you know, I don't know what it was, but it was a very small figure that kept looking at us from the walnut tree. By that time, we're both very disturbed, and we're like, oh my god, what is it? You know, why is this thing popping out and looking at us? He knows the history of my parents' house, that we've all seen things in there, and actually he's had experiences in there by now. He's seen things, he's heard things. He's been in my room with me before when, you know, we're on the bed watching TV and the lights just turn off and you get up to turn them back on and the switch is actually flipped down. So he knows there's things around there. So I'm like, we're watching it, and finally nothing happens anymore. So it's getting really late, and I know my dad probably wants to go to sleep, but he waits for me to come in. And by that time, it's really late, and I'm saying to myself, I need to get inside, or my dad's gonna be like coming out there with a shotgun saying, what are you doing in there? But I tell him, I'm like, I need to go in, let's go, walk me to the door. Every night this guy walks me to the door without issue. This night, he absolutely refused to get out of the car, so I had to get out of the car and go by myself to the house while this little creature thing was running around outside looking at me, and I booked ass out of that car and ran into the house, and it was very scary and creepy. The reason I call those creeper ghosts is because they're looking at you from behind something, so it's like they know that you are seeing them and they are seeing you, but maybe they're creeping, you know? Do you know what I'm saying? They're being creepy. So you think I would leave it there, but I wouldn't. The next day he came over and we took a walk down the driveway and to see if there was any shrubs or brush or anything like that that was next to the tree that could have been doing that, and there was nothing there. You could say it was a deer or a bear or a raccoon or something, but it was not an animal. I'm telling you guys, it was no kind of animal that was just doing this for a good, 20 minutes or however long it was doing it. So I had another experience like that in my life where you got that kind of creepy motion from a spiritual being or whatever you want to call it. And that was actually around a year ago. I was at my niece's birthday party and she wanted me to bring my ghost hunting stuff so I could take her and her friends out into her outbuildings. She's the one that lives on the horse farm and has the barns. And she wanted me to do that as sort of a party thing to do. And she knows it's not a game, but it's still a neat thing for them to do. We're not doing this recreationally or anything like that. We get them together and I go and take them out to the barn. The first barn I take them to, of course, is the scary barn, the one that I got a lot of EVP in, the one that every time anybody, doesn't matter who they are in there, they feel like there's just something bad in there. And this is long before I'd done YouTube or any kind of paranormal investigating. anytime anybody's ever been in there, they just know something's not good. We all gathered in that barn, and I have my niece and her friends, and my nephew was there, and my brother was there, and his girlfriend was there, and a bunch of people were in there with me, and there were 3 of us out in the front doing EVP. My nephew, me, and my niece's one friend. And my nephew and the girl and I are looking straight ahead, and there's a doorway with no door on it. It's an older barn, straight ahead, and all of a sudden we see this figure. Now, it was a black figure. It was dark. It was night though, so we don't know if it was black or it was a spirit that was just like us or whatnot. But it was standing in that doorway. It was tall, an adult-sized figure, and it would stand in the doorway, and again it would go back, and then it would go out like this, and then it would look at us again, and then it would go back in. So that would carry on for a few minutes, and that was very creepy. And the thing is that 3 of us saw that, so it wasn't just my imagination, like it's a cat or something, and I think it's a full-grown adult doing that now. The thing about that investigation was that we're all standing there, and the 3 of us are doing EVP, and the girls behind me were like scared, and they were giggling and laughing, and I kept getting annoyed and telling them, you need to stop because this is serious business. Oh, I got my angry voice on there for a second, I'm sorry. You're dealing with things that you don't understand, and it's not a game. And eventually we were getting annoyed, and all of a sudden on the top of the barn we heard the loudest bang that I've ever heard doing any of this kind of stuff, anything like that. I mean, it was just a boom on the top of the barn, and I tell you, every single person in that barn booked ass out of there, and they ran, and they screamed, and they left, except one person, and that was me. And I stayed in the barn. I was like, thank you very much for anything that you told us on the EVP recorder, and please stay where you are, and I walked out very calmly. So everybody that was standing out there was like, how did you do that? How did you stay in there after that? And I'm just like, you know, I didn't see anybody come for me, and I didn't feel anybody hit me, and I didn't feel anybody scratch me, and there was no spiders, so I was fine. I don't know if you guys ever saw the creepy ghost. I know a lot of times it's a phenomenon that you see when you're laying in bed and you have doors open. You see them do that in the doorway, and I've read a lot about that, and I know some people who are watching this video are like, oh, it's just in your head. Then don't watch my videos. But you see them, I'm looking at a doorway, you see them in the doorway when you're laying in bed, and that's why a lot of people can't have any doors open at night when they sleep. I can't. We actually have a master suite in this house, so we have a bathroom that's like in the bedroom, and anytime my husband tries to leave the bathroom door open, I'm like, close the door, the demons. That's exactly what I say. Do I think there's demons in there? No, but you know, I just don't. I'm the one who sleeps on that side facing it, so I never want to open my eyes in the middle of the night to see something in the doorway. You guys know what I mean. Creeping. So I hope that you guys enjoyed those little stories of the creepy little ghost. You gotta wonder why they're doing things like that, why they need to scare us like that. I gotta do that. I'm not gonna do that when I'm a ghost. Again, let me know what you guys think about the giveaway and about doing a question and answer video. If you want to see it, I'll do them. And I want to bring the giveaway video to you guys very soon, so let me know as soon as possible. Thank you again for watching, and thank you for all of your support. I am amazed by everybody who stuck by me and have supported me from the beginning to now, and I love each and every one of you, and you guys are the best. Thanks for watching. Bye!